Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tejano Traveler. I'm your host Wally, and today we are on the Texas Tropical Trail, taking a look at Fulton slash Rockport, Texas. These two small towns are often confused for one another. They're right next to each other, and they're right on the Gulf of Mexico, just north of Corpus Christi. And when you come here, you can come to Rockport Beach, which is a nice little family-friendly beach. It, it's not too deep, where most of the families go, and you can go and hang out at the jetties, do some fishing, take in some sun. So it's a pretty cool little place to go to. And right on the beach, we have the Bay Education Center, which is this little museum that showcases some of the hydrology and some of the environmental factors that affect our Gulf. It's pretty well done, and it's pretty informative for the kids to go there and learn a little bit more about the beach and the Gulf and how we're all interconnected with each other and how to protect the environment and all that. So I like this globe myself. And while you're here in Rockport, make sure to take in the Texas Maritime Museum. This was a pretty cool museum. It has some information on the Karankawas, which I love. They're the tribe that used to live here in this area along the beaches and the islands. I like seeing their canoes and their um, homes. It also has some information about the Spanish explorers and how they came here and did their thing. They're the Niña Santa Maria and the Pinta. And it also has some information on the La Salle Odyssey, which is why some people come here. La Salle was an important part of history here in this area, and whenever you see that symbol or the lilies, that means that it has something to do with La Salle. So there's several museums out here along the coast that showcase some of that French history of Texas, which some people don't know about. But yes, Texas has a lot of French history. It also has some Cabeza de Vaca information, which I've always been fascinated by, plus some of your typical conquistador slash Spanish explorer themes going on, like this Spaniard here, this conquistador who was tough and everything, but kind of really rude to the people. And since this is a maritime museum, it also showcases a lot of the boats and stuff that is involved with boats, such as driving them and making sure they go in the right direction, and all these instruments that fishermen have used throughout the ages in order to do their business. And while you're here, it does have like a fake lighthouse that you can go up to, and you can take a look at Rockport, the port of Rockport, see all the different boats that out there just waiting to be used. It's a cool little port. It's a small little town. They got some picnic areas along the rocky coast and some artwork that is worth checking out. While you're here, you should also head on over to Fulton to check out the Fulton Mansion State Historic Site. This mansion has been standing for close to 100 years now, and it showcased some of the history of what it was like to be rich back then in the 1800s, and it's a pretty cool house to go and visit. While you're here, the closest park to you would be Goose Island State Park, and this park is pretty popular with anglers. I was here in the middle of summer, so not a lot of people were out at noon with the sun beating down on you, but it's a pretty cool place to go. Take a little hike, do some fishing. It's not really a swimming type of park, but it is good for fishing. And while you're here, you have to go check out the big tree, which is supposed to be the biggest tree in Texas, but there's supposed to be one bigger, but they don't want to release its location yet. And just north of that is the Aransas National Wildlife Refuge. This refuge is actually one of my favorite refuges. You can hike up to the beach, do some fishing, take in a lot of birds from the tower. This tower went up pretty high, and you can get to see the estuaries, see some of the birds flying down there. During the winter, there's supposed to be some whooping cranes here, so that is something I might have to do, is come and look at the whooping cranes. but you can find some frogs in all the little ponds. Anyways, that's the Rockport Freeport area for you. Go check it out. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.